song for me. I got 550 horses, gray stallions running free. Got a Detroit under the bonnet, feel my heart pound, riding on a rocket, flying up old Highway 31. I got long legs, take it to the limit, put my foot down, living every minute, rolling thunder, I'm a loaded gun on a midnight run. Coming out of nowhere, screaming through the night, just me and the highway, and I'm feeling alright. 500 K's behind me, carving up the clicks. She knows how to boogie, this girl knows how to kick. I got a Detroit under the bonnet, feel my heart pound, riding on a rocket, flying up old Highway 31. I got long legs, take it to the limit, put my foot down, living every minute, rolling thunder, I'm a loaded gun on a midnight run. Twin sacks are smoking, blowing out the heat. Tackles on the needle, dancing to the beat. I got a Detroit under the bonnet, feel my heart pound, riding on a rocket, flying up old Highway 31. I got long legs, take it to the limit, put my foot down, living every minute, rolling thunder, I'm a loaded gun on a midnight run. Loaded for decks of roughnecks, Mickey's from the north, 80 for the trailers, rocking back and forth, working overtime to try and make a buck. I never leave the office, it's the cabin of my truck, and I go rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen. As I go rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen. Blew a tire at the eyes, I hit the scalies at the curry dump, speeding out of Winton, I'm always in a hurry. Flagged down out of town, I said I'm sorry mate, trying to make gun to Indiana, I'm running rather late, and I go rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen. And I go rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen. Well, it ain't easy mate, doing 20 hours straight, I don't mind the work, just the hours ain't so great. So don't tell me about a 40-hour week, I've done that for Wednesday morning on 11 hours sleep. It's 4 in the morning, I stand a couple up, grubbing never in the sleeper with my cattle dog pup. There's no speed limits on this old crate, I just hope the coppers are sleeping in late. And I go rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen. And I go rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen. to see the home of the gun to integrate. Roll them out the side door, straight into the sack. I got 20 tons of lick blocks hanging out the back. I go rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen. As I go rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen. Rolling down the highway, rolling down the highway, rolling down the highway, eating up bitumen.
Hi guys, I'm just heading towards Sydney. I'm at Goulburn at the moment, 2 hours out, 2 hours south of Sydney. 6:45 in the morning. I just want to talk about, I get a question all the time, is how do I get a job in Australia to drive? This is for overseas drivers. Really can't, I guess. Driving is not considered a skill in the Australian government, so you can't really get a visa. There used to be a visa for what would you call it, shortage of workers. They've changed that now. There really isn't a shortage of drivers, I guess there's drivers out there. No one will give them a job to get them experienced. As we found out, it's hard to get jobs when you haven't got experience. Now there is a lot of visas that you can get if you qualify for them. You can't just get on a plane and come here and look for work. Every country now, they're closing their borders, which is understandable what's going on in the world. And that's not always the fault of the people in that country. They just want to be safe as well, go about their business. So visas. Now there is ways of coming to Australia, and there's some are easier than others. You just got to have the qualifications to do it. Now you can come on a working holiday visa. Now I'm not sure if you can actually change your license on a working holiday visa, but you've got to be under 30. And the idea of this visa is to come over for a holiday, travel around Australia, get a bit of work to fund your accommodation and food and things like that. And they last 12 months, but they can be extended for up to 2 years. Now you're only allowed to stay at one employer for 6 months, then you've got to move on to another employer. It's mainly for backpackers coming over. They can work in the fruit picking industry. They get a little bit of money and then they move on. That's actually changed as well now. They actually tax you on it now. They never used to tax you before. So a lot of people just get a little bit of money and then they just move on, so they're not paying tax. They go off and do something else. That's what that was for. Now, trying to get skills when you're under 30, I guess you've got to be a driver overseas. You'd have to look into whether you can actually change your license while you're here, which you probably can't because you're not a permanent resident. And you can't drive a truck on an international license. So for most people that visa's probably out. Then you've got a family visa. Now family visa, it's not that easy to get either. And the idea of a family visa is if you've got a brother or a sister that may be living in Australia now, and they may be your only relation. workers could be something like a carpenter, plumber, motor mechanic, some sort of trade like that. As long as you had the qualifications to do that. Teachers another one, accountants, things like that. Or someone who's got a university degree, now they expect you to come over on that visa to work in your trade if there's a shortage. I think there's a bit of a shortage of builders at the moment, so if you're qualified in any sort, like electrician or something like that, something like the building trade, you can probably get a visa that way. It doesn't, and once you come over and get a job doing that job, but after you've been there 2 or 3 years, you can probably just change jobs anyway. You can also get transferred by a company and come over that way, but there's no international transport companies that will probably put you on anyway. You've got to have a branch in Australia as well. Maybe if you work for a company like Audi in Germany as a driver, maybe they'll transfer you over. I don't think it's likely though, because you have to fund the cost, I guess, and to sponsor you. Although they will be giving you a job, but I don't think they're sort of executive sort of jobs when they transfer between companies. Not too much of just your local truck driver. And the other sort of visa is a fiance visa. So what you got to do is try and find a partner, an Australian citizen, maybe one Australian. Now that's not going to be a quick fix. It's going to take time. You've got to really want to find somebody, I guess, and they're going to like you as well. So that's something that's going to take time. If you try and get around it and just say, okay, we're going to get married, and it's just after 6 months, and we're really in love with each other, and we want to be together, they possibly won't accept that. There's a lot of hoops and hurdles to get over when you do that, and I've been through it, so I know how to do that. I actually went to the US. I married Linda in the US. We got married in Pennsylvania, and that was on a fiance visa. There's a lot of things you've got to go through, a lot of paperwork. Of course, there's a cost involved. Now, I believe we done it 16 years ago, and I think the cost was about all up, I think about $2,000. The visa cost was $1,500 at the time. There's medical involved and things like that. Checks. Now that's all non-refundable, that money, of course. The only trouble is, with today's money, it's the same visa is 6,500 Australian dollars. So make sure you got a little bit of money before you go along that road, or make sure you can save a bit as well. And in that time, you've got to meet as well. So someone has to go to either country that you happen to be in. Either you come to Australia or they come to you. You've got to meet first. You can't just do this over by email or something like that. You've actually got to physically meet. And this will probably take 2 or 3 years. By the time you meet somebody, the time's going to go. And you have to form a relationship, I guess. So that's another sort of visa to get. Just be prepared for spend a bit of money. Now you can come on a student visa, and that'll allow you to stay until your course is finished. You've got to have an approved course. Probably a university course would be the way to go, but saying that, you've got to pay that money up front for the whole course. So your average university course is around $40,000. So make sure you got that money. And also you got to live when you get here, so you have to have some sort of probably a bit of funding somewhere. You can only work not even going to bother, because it probably won't happen. And it could be something you've done that early in the years. You really want to look at that as well. They, depending on the crime, I guess. Again, that's with every country, of course. You've got to be a good character, not done any bad serious crimes. Anything drug related is pretty serious too. So just have a look at the visas. Have a look at the. They give you a little list of criteria you've got to get through before you can actually apply for them. There's a big list of skills for the skills visas. Maybe it's something you've done in the past and want to get back into. If you want to come and drive trucks, just do it and come over do it for a couple of years or a year, and then you can probably move on and do something else. They probably can't stop you really. When you come over those visas, you really want you to go to the country towns. They sort of give you an option, I think, of where you can go. So they're the, it's a list of visas. You can get sponsors, but I think that's a bit difficult. And even with your family visa, coming over on a family visa, you've got to have a sponsor for a little while to look after you, pay your medical bills, things like that. They've got to be prepared to do that. And even when I come from the US and I need to come over, we decided, I actually overstayed my visa in the US, by the way. But I did call them and I said I was going to, we were planning on coming back, and I'd probably be 3 to 4 weeks overstay on my visa. I was supposed to change it after 3 months. Excuse me. And I called them up, I called immigration up and said I'm going to be overstaying, but I am going back to Australia. Because there was a fee involved to change that visa again. And they said don't worry about it, but there could be an exclusion of 10 years to get back in if I wanted to come back. I wasn't planning on going back within that 10 years, so that worked out all fine, but I have been back since, but it has been over that 10 years as well. They did let me back in, so that was all good. So, but even bringing Linda over, I had to come back first. I come back 3 months before. I had to find a house. I had to get a job, make sure I could look after her, and then she had to apply. It cost money again, of course, and all the background checks. And she could have still been turned around the airport if they weren't happy with something. It doesn't usually happen, but because all the paperwork's been approved, really. But you never know what's going to happen when you get to the. They won't tell you before you leave. They'll wait until you get to the airport. You've probably seen those immigration shows and all the securities and things like that. So, like every country now, it's not easy to get to. They have a program into Canada where you can get visas to drive trucks. You've got to move to a regional area, and companies have to apply for these certain visas. You call LMOs. They've changed the name of them now, but they get a certain amount of visas which they can employ foreign drivers, and they will train you up. And I believe they actually got to pay for your flights to actually come over. So a lot of it comes from Europe. You come from Australia, it's a bit far, so they don't like to pay that sort of money to pay for the airfares. But I have heard a company that actually went to England and started got a recruitment over in England to try and get drivers in Canada. A lot of agricultural companies do it. not impossible. You can do it. You just got to know what you're getting into. Maybe get the skills so you can come over, or start looking for a partner to marry. We have same-sex marriage in Australia now, so that's not a problem. So start going to some of these internet dating sites and try and find a partner. It's probably the easiest way to do it, but it does cost a lot of money. And it's got to be genuine. They'll see through it if there's something wrong, but believe me, they ask the same questions more than once to try and trip you up, I think. Make sure the answers are the same. And that goes for the US too. It's all the same sort of questions either way. Lots of forms to fill out. And when I went to the US, I had to actually go to the embassy in Sydney and have an interview and ask some questions. And at the time, Linda wasn't earning enough money to sponsor me, so we actually got her brother to sponsor as well. He came as another sponsor. He was working. He was actually in the National Guard at the time. He'd been in there a long time, so he was permanent National Guard. So they accepted that because of government job. And he only had a wife at the time, no children. But he was willing enough to do that for me. But other than that, I wouldn't have been able to go there without his support. And I wasn't there very long anyway, so I didn't have to use anything like medical, because you're not covered for medical when you go there. You've got to have private medical in place or get something when you get there. You're not entitled to any welfare payments or anything like that, but it's probably the same when you come to Australia as well. I guess you can come and try and seek asylum, but you've got to be in a country where it's in danger, so probably not a way to go, but I guess you can do it depending on which country you come from. But no guarantees when you do that you're actually going to stay in Australia either, so I'd send you off somewhere else. That's usually if you come by boat, but illegally, if you come by plane and do it the right channels, you probably get in pretty well. So that's that. I'll leave it at that. Just something to go off topic, but I do get a lot of questions about it. I don't mind answering them, but I have looked into visas. I've done a lot of research on them, so I know it. I'm not an expert. I don't know a lot about it, but I can, you know, I have looked at them, ways to go. Linda's mother wanted to come over one time, and again that can't happen because of the family situation. She had more children in the US. You come over if you're retired. I think you have to have $100,000 to come over. Because as you can imagine, as you get older, you need more medical care. So you can't expect the Australian government to pay for that. Over time they probably would, but when you first come, I think the first 2 years or so, you can't get no medical. So there's quite a lot to think about if you want to try and come over, but there is ways of doing it. But just because you're a truck driver doesn't mean you can come. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. I guess it works like that in a lot of countries. I don't know of any European country where you actually go to the UK and they might have less strict laws, I'm not sure. If there ever is a driver shortage, maybe they'll open up the visas again, and you can come over that way, because some drivers have guys, I'll leave it there. Been an hour and a half. I've been to the Maroon Way Bridge about an hour and a